Only station.
The play I will redeem the district is a significant committee that I'm a chair of to be able to go back to the district and rewrite the history I'm facing. You know what I do? One of my hustles, appoint in the House of Representatives, in a CDC administration, in a Unity Party Joseph Waka, I pawn my house. I'm paying a loan off.
So the district don't have money that you got to go to
Do I
the house?
Benjamin County is not on. Benjamin County is not chairing no committee or a co-founder. None. Not significant. Pawn my house. I'm paying a loan off.
So the district don't have money that you got to go to the house?
Benjamin County is not on. Benjamin County is not chairing no committee or a co-founder. Paying a loan off.
So the district don't have money that you got to go to the house?
Benjamin County is not on. Benjamin County is not chairing no committee or a co-founder. It's not on. Benjamin County is not chairing no committee or a co-founder. County is not chairing no committee or a co-founder. No. Benjamin County is not chairing no committee or a co-founder. No. Benjamin County is not chairing no committee or a co-founder. No. Benjamin County is not chairing no committee or a co-founder. None. Not significant. Jeremiah Sucker is not going to go down there and be a yes board. No. 20 years of CDC administration with a Southeasterner from president to pro tempore to speaker to the very Fernando Kuba, who is the deputy speaker, was deputy. What am I doing in the county? I just took a loan and I'm cleaning the play. I'll be there to December on the same loan.
You can't put these things in there to just throw it to make it look big. But you didn't even do the fundamental research. All these institutions have managing directors, have employees that they can verify. So you didn't even do the minimum verification to find my affiliation, and you threw it there. Besides that, you can get no testimony, and I defy anybody to bring a testimony where I sat down with a lawmaker, with one of these entities as a lawyer representing them or as a consultant. It just has not happened. So this is not true, and this is not correct.
But we have the authority. We don't have the number, but we have the authority. We have the authority. The government can do nothing for us. The government can do nothing for us. Where the budget will go, the budget have to come before us. All the school you went to your head and empty that you talk about number. The constitution say you must get 2 tiers. Then you say number. So we're setting a basis for 2029. Because 2029, when the opposition get 1 vote, we're not waiting for the percentage again. We will declare ourselves winner and we'll get our veteran to the executive mansion and put our candidate in the chair as winner. You see a group of people leaving their homes to go sit down to one hotel. Most of the people that allow their husband to go to the hotel, their husband will carry people to their houses. Because they're so sexy in that hotel, therefore they're not doing nothing good. It's in my mind that what they're doing there, because responsible people just leave their homes and spending 200 US every day to sleep in hotel. Then we say no money in their country. Are we serious? Are we serious, other people? So we wait to see what the Supreme Court will do.
Several are moving rapidly to claim the future, but yet others, engulfed by recurring bad habits, are being left behind. Let's face it, Liberia is one of those countries that will be left behind, even when compared with our closest neighbor, which no longer follows our lead. It is time for reflection, my people. It is time for us to work. It is time to stop the steal. It's time for honesty and time for changing minds and attitudes.
They go sit down to Boulevard Palace Hotel in room 1026 and they will shift all these numbers here. They will adjust all these numbers. They will call agencies. They will call ministries. They will say, we put your budget is $2 million. We're going to make it $3 million. You will give us $1 million and you can keep the $2 million. We give you some. That's the negotiation that went on in Boulevard Palace on 1026. And I'm not trying to disparage the hotel. It's an excellent hotel. When my house got burned, that's why I stayed at that services there. I'm talking about the truth of the matter asserted.
And you only get employing people because she get her political party, she want to run 2029. And Jeremiah going to put in position to support his bill for 2029. 2029, I may be in the race as independent candidate. 2029, I may be in the race as an independent candidate for the presidency. I say I may be in the race. I'm consulting. I will get to my people in the district. Not everybody will vote for me. If you don't know, not everybody will vote for me. Not everybody will vote for me.
Although I committed myself to doing an audit, this is the reason why. When the first time I saw this outturn was when the budget was submitted to us. It is not true that any member as was exerted last Sunday came to me to discuss issue of outturn. And I will show you the hypocrisy in a minute. When I saw this, I called my staff. They gave me the evidence of this money movement. And I will produce screenshots and documents to that effect at my trial of how money was moved. So I said, no, I don't want to implicate anyone. But what I will do, we must do the audit. So now they have even extended it to 2022. So we'll be asking the GAC, instead of just 2023 audit, to 2022 and 2023 to see what happened here.
The 2024 Ballon d'Or French football winner is Roderick.
A pleasure to see you back in Paris. But first of all, 1995, the Ballon d'Or. What memories do you keep of that?
So it's a historical year for me. First Ballon d'Or in Africa. And then, thank God, I'm very grateful to all of the coaches that helped me to gain the feat.
I suppose you dream of seeing another African win the Ballon d'Or in the years to come.
Sure. We're all hoping, and it will soon be coming. We see a lot of great talent, African talent, and we are sure that we're going to get another Ballon d'Or.
It's an honor to have you here. Thank you very much, Josue.
Day of October 2024. We got the issues to talk about. The Bible is 100% right. Trust nobody. Believe nobody. The acknowledgement first. Thank you very much again for joining us. After the acknowledgement, we can start no better place than the place that is undermining, stalling Liberia's development, the love of money, called the legislature. Let's see those of you who have come on as quickly as we can recognize you. Juju Onwe, you've come on. Ruth B. Bine, you are following from Phoenix, Arizona, the United States of America. Philip Kura, you come on from Abu Dhabi, the UAE. It is the evening on your end. It is the afternoon here in Liberia. Good to have you on, Philip Kura. CDC Sources Keita, CDC Pape, you've come on as usual from Dupont Road. And then you said, God, please have mercy on Liberia. God is not going to have mercy on Liberia because his mercy endureth forever over every other country, but you can reject the mercy of God when you introduce satanic characteristics. Abraham Sear, you are falling from Pettit Town, that's Clara Town. Thank you so much for coming on. Solo Wat Corsia, you said good afternoon. You're following from your comfort zone, New Georgia, Esther. Thank you for the show. I am so proud of you. Thank you ever so much. Give all credits to A.B. Wayne. My dear Southeastern sister, Dwight, you've come on from your end. You said Minnesota, the United States of America. Yes, I got your message earlier today. I beg you, do not disengage from Liberian politics. You Liberians on that side of the war are falling, but don't get discouraged. That's what this country is. Don't disengage from the politics of this country. Neither disconnect yourself from what is unfolding. Stay connected. It will get better, as AB will often say, that we are getting there gradually. So we're getting there. Until we can get there, we have to say it real bluntly in the faces of the people. The truth hurts, but it solves the problem with time. God favor Lawrence Thomas. You've come on from Sinker. Samuel K. Zizi, you are falling from Police Academy. Thomas Yanti Nimbo from Claratown. Morris Roberts Jr., Marshall City, Lower Magibi County. Christopher Bernal Lower Magibi County. My dear John brother, Stephen Coker, good to see you. Thank you ever so much that we are together again. You are watching from Washington, D.C., the United States of America. Hope that you are faring well. Matthew Watner, you're following from Cardwell. Alex Kulu, you are following from where you didn't say, but you wrote something long about T5. You don't blame T5 much. You don't crucify T5. It is beyond what you will see as betrayal. Pankpa Masekwe, you're following from Bernard Farm. Fatu Kone, you've come on from Kakata, Magibi County. Aaron Tor, you're following from Zedru City, Grand Jida County. John Yakpa Wolo, you've come on from where you are falling from Ganta City. Ganta City, you said. Stanley Blaine from Minnesota, the United States of America. William Pajibo, you've come on from Iowa, the United States of America. McKimmon D. Harris, you've come on from Boston, the United States of America. Victor Jala from the same Iowa, the United States of America. Ellen L. Dennis, Philadelphia. Alfonso Benal, Newport Street. Okay. So you are coming in your number. Thank you ever so much for coming on the show. We will recognize you as time goes by. We've got a couple of things to talk about, and we are out. We find ourselves in the mystery country called Liberia, a society that is very typical of itself, ironically. So we accept the issues as they unfold, we fetch them, we analyze them, and throw them to you because you are the ultimate judge. But it doesn't stop us from sharing our opinion on these things because we are all citizens, we are all stakeholders. The expression stakeholders, not necessarily people who are in the crust of the politics, but every citizen with a responsibility is a stakeholder. Every one of us, even the sweeper, is a stakeholder nationally. So, yeah, how we get started. It is evidently clear. If you are a Christian, then you will know what I'm about to say. But this is how I think I should get started. We've said it over and over. Trust nobody. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. I want to start this way. I should start this way. Jeremiah 17, verse 9. 2 lines. What did he say? The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? The New Testament is also evidently clear with that. 1 Timothy chapter 6, 9 and 10. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. 10. For the love of money, for the love of money, for the love of money, don't ever blame T5. Don't refer to him as betrayer. T5 betrayed not CDC under any circumstance. You want to listen carefully. This can change anybody at any time, coupled with ethnicity. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which why some coveted after it, they erred from. Take off the word faith and put in loyalty. So we read it this way, which why some coveted after, they have erred from loyalty and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. The politics has turned into deadly politics. Not a surprise that the speaker or deputy speaker has crossed over and he presided, smiling, embracing with handshake and hug his colleagues at the quote-unquote majority bloc, but no legitimacy. And then he took his seat to preside. Following that, he would give his reason why he took the decision to move to the majority bloc. And then the party's chairman, Janga Kowo, will give the party's position. And then reactions started flowing from one end to another. He wrote a very long piece explaining why he took the decision to move to the majority bloc. Yes. If you run through what he said, you soon reach the conclusion that it is not really substantive. The reasons he gave, as I read, digested, and analyzed it, reached the conclusion that it is inconsequential and unsubstantial. Because those things he put in his write out should have been dealt with or raised before arriving at this end. But he didn't do. Hear what he said. My fellow Liberians, as Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives and a proud member of the Congress for Democratic Change, I am deeply committed to upholding both my party's principles and the trust of the Liberian people. My role in the House of Representatives has always been one of loyalty to our shared values and resolute support for Speaker J. Fonati Kofa, who has long dedicated himself to working for Liberia. The recent challenges facing the People's House are serious and must not be shrugged off. Our inability to convene as one body threatens the democratic foundation upon which this nation is built. So, as the elected lawmaker of Electoral District 1, Foya Statutory District, Lofa County, and Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature, I consider it my duty, first and foremost, to safeguard that foundation by ensuring a transparent, effective, and wholesome functioning legislature. The Deputy Speaker went further to say in his write out, therefore, I have decided to join my colleagues who have raised some grievances against Speaker Kofa, for which this honorable body is being brought to disrepute. Hold on to that line. These allegations represent the majority of lawmakers in the House of Representatives, and they simply cannot be ignored. Hold on to that line. 2 lines there. My decision to join the court for resolving this deadlock is not a repudiation of my support for Speaker Kofa or the CDC. It is instead a demonstration of my unwavering commitment to our democracy, which must transcend any one individual or faction. My interest here, therefore, is to ensure that I have the opportunity of listening to the concerns of my colleagues. This, too, to me, is the only way we can find an amicable solution to this matter that will satisfy all sides. Hold on to that again, another flimsy line. He went further. Although I can currently find myself in a miasma of legal and political conundrum on Capitol Hill, I wish to assure all Liberians and members of the CDC in particular that I have consulted sufficiently across all sides and have taken a decision in the best interest of our country, as well as our party. In my 19th years of membership with the CDC, since I joined in 2005, I have never betrayed my party, and I do not intend to do so ever. I wish to clarify unequivocally that I play no part in organizing the lawmakers calling for Speaker Kofa's removal. However, my decision to listen to them at this stage is in respect of our rules and procedures and the Liberian Constitution. It is not a choice against my party or the Speaker, whom I continue to respect and support. In so doing, I cannot ignore my responsibility to act when the legislative body is at a standstill and the functioning of the national government is at risk. Deputy Speaker Kofa concluded. I urged Speaker J. Fonati Kofa and my colleagues on all sides to come together, engage in open dialogue, and restore unity to our House. This is not a time for division or suspicion, but a moment for us to reaffirm our shared commitment to the people of Liberia. Let us work together to uphold the principles we are sworn to protect and to restore the dignity of the people's house for the benefit of all Liberians. God bless the people of Liberia, the 55th legislature, and the Republic of Liberia. This is the justification or reasons given by the Deputy Speaker on his decision to cross over. Put that into context. Those lines that he said or outlined, one, that he decided to join his colleagues because they raised some grievances against Speaker Kofa. So here's the first question to the Deputy Speaker. Did he, as a literate person, educated, supposedly, in his role as Deputy Speaker, having an understanding of what it is when an allegation is brought against a person, moreover, serving as principal deputy to the Speaker, did he validate those claims? That is, or was the first responsibility, and that is the first of anybody, any literate person. So did he validate that? Because he said those grievances led him as one of the reasons why, and he said that they brought those allegations against the Speaker, against Speaker Kofa, in his words, they brought the House of Representatives into disrepute. Yeah, he sided with the guides that brought the claim against the Speaker. I do not know whether he did due diligence with reasoning. Assume that he did, and he find it he find them to be true. So he used that to give in. He said that the allegations represent the majority of the lawmakers in the House of Representatives, and they simply cannot be ignored. Meaning, all of those claims they brought against the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker is saying they cannot be ignored. They are serious. So, based on that, he decided to join the call for resolving this deadlock. How do you resolve a deadlock? You cannot resolve an impasse by taking side. You already have a side. The two are at loggerhead. You're already on your side. So wouldn't you take on the responsibility to serve as the melting point between your institution or your branch and that of the 42 lawmakers, since you felt that it bordered on the reputation or it brought the legislature, specifically the House of Representatives, to a standstill? Since you want to break that deadlock, you would start and say, Mr. Speaker, what do we do in this situation? It's not about us. It is beyond us. It is about the country now. If we have this wrangling going, we might dump the country into something that we wouldn't want. So what do we do? Can we proffer some solutions? Can we figure out something, a way out? That's how a literate person go about with it, and that's how it is done all over the world. But instead, he decided to take a side. And I wouldn't want to go further with this because I said I read it 2-3 times, digested, analyze it, and this is my conclusion. He said, based on that, he was crossing over, and that he's on that side to listen to the two sides. You sense mental foolhardy in here? You were already on a side, and you didn't attempt to move with any intervention. But you were pressured, you were cornered, you were threatened by the majority bloc that if you didn't go, not only will you lose your seat, but you will just be a floor member. Based on that, he decided, according to him, to consult his lawyers. And then he went. So what sense does it make? What's the sense in there? You help me out here, people. Yeah, it's a deputy speaker of a country who cannot reason well. If he wasn't pressured, if he wasn't cornered, he wouldn't have gone. It is not because he wants to pursue reconciliation. You're already on the side of the demanding party. So how then can you be there and listen to the two parties? You see mental emptiness? He said he's there to listen to the two parties, the Kofa bloc and the Clarence Guard bloc. But interestingly, he's not there as mediator. He's there as a member presiding. My people, you see why the people can look at us in this country and say that in terms of mental sharpness, we are low. You see this thing here, the man. How will you? There we go. Amen. Amen. What kind of thing guys? So this is the man's reasoning. The man said he had gone on that side to listen to both parties. After saying the claims brought against the speaker on conflict of interest, not only are they grave, but they have brought the House of Representatives into disrepute. Meaning, in his thinking, those claims by his colleagues against the speaker are germane. they are true. Then he says in the same right out, contradicting himself, that he had gone to listen to both sides. What kind of thing is this? What kind of a deputy speaker? No reason why when these guys leave this country, they go into other country, they are speechless, they are bobo, just as their strength only here. But that's what he said. That's what he said. And that's how I'm going to leave it. It's up to you. I do not see it as a betrayal of CDC. If you are a sedition, if you are a member of CDC, don't see this thing as a betrayal. No. If you are uncomfortable, well, you will continue to remain uncomfortable. That is why I took off time to read those two lines. And I don't see the deputy speaker as betrayer. I see ethnicity and obsession. The cash is working. And we'll get to that. I am not holding the deputy speaker responsible, neither will I refer to him as a betrayer. I will be stooping low too mentally. The two things I have seen in there: one, ethnicity; two, the obsession or the power of the catch; three, the signs were shown long before. The signs were on the wall. What CDC, the party and individual members should be blaming themselves on their inability to have read the signs on the wall. Fala kept on showing the signs. It was all over the place. And that is why you don't get obsessed with people simply because they're on your side or there is a gathering. You listen carefully. I told you I was at the CDC headquarters a couple of times when Fala was there. And it is my nature. That's how I discipline myself throughout. Whether you are a janitor, whether you are a sweeper, or whatever the stature, when you're speaking, I listen to you. Because everything that comes out from a person's mouth is significant. It may seem nothing to you, but it's significant to me because it can play into time as time passes on. I knew we talked about this before. At CDC headquarters, one of the gatherings, it was just like a commotion between he and the party Secretary General Jefferson Koji. Senator McGay was there. Top officials of the party, they were there. The only person who wasn't there was the standard bearer, George Weah. But all the top brass, the speaker was there. Fala took to the stand and Fala said some things. People were not far-sighted. And from where we were sitting, not as member of CDC, but independent reporters, I started to share some ideas. We were sitting, I just said, you general guys, you're listening carefully, you're sensing something. It seems the atmosphere is not normal. Fast forward. After that, what happened? I think about 2 or 3 days after, Fala gave a conference to say a number of things in his office. Some of those things, he debunked CDC. He said some things. CDC people overlook it. And then the Lofa County incident. All of us know that. Then the congratulations of how they call the Internal Affairs Minister. When CDC took exception, what did he give? As much as it is his right, but go back to that recording and listen to how he responded to CDC. All of these things happening, they are not picking up the signs. So CDC just excited all over the place. Then, what did he say beyond that? He had a visitation, not on national level, no national event, did not go in his capacity as deputy speaker, but rather on ethnic ground. And he himself explained that. What did he say? He said, we, the people from Lofa, will respect our elders. Whenever an elder calls you, you cannot refuse. And he and the current president shares commonality traditionally. CDC people, they will not pick up all of these things. Then the game started. Who could they have used? Who was the best suited in this situation? Having resolved, Mr. President, to take Fonati Kofa from there, because the president, know it today, I am saying it, Sam Andrews, know it today, President Bouaka has never ever been comfortable with Fonati Kofa. From day one, he wanted Fonati Kofa out of that place. It hurt Joseph Yema Bouaka, president of this country, when Fonati Kofa was announced or elected Speaker of the House of Representatives. And then what happened? His people initiated, all of us know that stuff about citizenship, all kinds of nonsense they brought. So they could not have used anybody best suited but this man. All the father said in his response doesn't have substance. Completely inconsequential. No substance in it. Filled with contradictions. Those of you who have the opportunity to receive it, if you have it, just take your time and go through it. He contradicted himself in almost the entire right out. How can you be a mediator when you have become a member, a bona fide member, a presiding officer? Then how can you listen to both parties when you are not a neutral person anymore? Why couldn't he have done that as he wants to do now with the majority bloc when he was with the minority bloc? Why he couldn't initiate? Why he couldn't sit there and say, let's listen to both sides? I will listen to both sides. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I will be more proactive in this. I will take the lead in speaking to our colleagues so that we find a solution to this misunderstanding. Only to say, to go down there, then he says what he has said. So it is not about betrayal. CDC wasn't betrayed. CDC wasn't betrayed. They were just not discerning. That's the problem. In life, when you are overwhelmed, when you are relaxed, signs can be on the wall of your downfall. You can see your enemies walking. You can see your enemies coming to you practically, and you will fend off. You will not take it serious until you find yourself in the enemy's dragnet. And that's what happened to CDC and Speaker Kofa. So you stop lambasting the man as betraying CDC. He did not betray CDC. CDC was relaxed in this game. CDC were not sensitive enough. They were not discerning. Unity Party, the president and Unity Party people were far ahead in terms of reasoning and planning. Did you see what happened today when he went there presiding after everything? Who they were greeting the most? They were greeting Richard Kuhn the most. Almost everybody shaking Richard Kuhn's hand. Richard Kuhn's hand. You know what sign they were showing? This is the next speaker. Now that we have the deputy speaker on our side, we corner him, we pressure him, we demand, we threaten him. Now that he's on our side, we can get this plan B executed, and then Fonati Kofa will leave, and this is our speaker. We already have a speaker in our midst. So they were greeting, and you could see the smile on the face of Richard Kuhn. As far as he's concerned, he's the next speaker. So you don't blame. If CDC loses the speakership, there is no more balance of power. You don't blame. You don't blame him. CDC, you blame yourselves. CDC, look at CDC lawmakers. You see them? And you see them, they're assisting. They look at CDC lawmakers in the midst of the 42. If you didn't have CDC lawmakers, they are all in Fala is being used as the conduit, then you say yes. But CDC lawmakers are there besides Fala. So why will you put all of the whips on Fala? The party was just not discerning. So the party allowed itself to be used as surrogate. And Unity Party is achieving its goal. And to conclude on this, before I go to the party chairman, let me say, whether you like it or not, President Bouaka is the main mastermind behind this thing. President Bouaka has never, ever felt comfortable with Fonati Kofa. The executive is the one that is doing everything. And this country, I have known this country from time to time. Whenever the president wants something, it will happen. This country is sovereign, but its politics is not politics by the standard of politics, but politrick, T-R-I-C-K, politrick, where deception is high. So they influence those guides, CDC guides, and that of the deputy speaker to divide their loyalty between money and party. The two things on display, and one is the first casualty, loyalty. Money is triumphing. You blame yourselves. The executive is achieving. Once they achieve their goal, the next name you hear as elected Speaker of the House of Representatives, Richard Coon. President Bouaka has never been comfortable with Fonati Kofa. He has never wanted Fonati Kofa. His people program him, they play on him, they put him against Fonati Kofa. All that Fonati Kofa was doing, like he's trying to please the president, it was just a prank by the president. He never ever wanted Fonati. He never felt comfortable with Fonati, and he still doesn't feel comfortable with Fonati. All that thing you're talking, or the information minister said the president will submit the budget to Fonati. The executive recognizes him still as the speaker until otherwise. All of those things, no. The executive branch is pretending to be fully engaged and supportive of Fonati's leadership. The executive is the main plotter of the coup, but showing innocent posture. They sent a letter pretendingly to shift the atmosphere and make the speaker to feel that they still enjoy his leadership. The speaker too, he himself is not far-sighted. So that letter they sent on October 29, that the president, listen to it, the president sent a letter requesting additional time to submit the draft fiscal year 2025 budget, citing the need for thorough preparation in line with the country's fiscal policies and development agenda. You sense the psychology in what I'm saying? That time there, that thing was calculated. It is a calculated ploy with time. And nothing serious concerning the extension. That is a lie. The game plan is extension of time. In that way, Kofa can be removed and they move on with the submission. So why would they push the budget submission ahead? You know why? Because the timing is we can complete it within this time frame he's out. There's a new speaker and then we get ready. Take it from me. Take it from me. Let it be that way. Hypothetically. Just take it hypothetically and see. You will call back and say, Sam Andrews, you said it. This is the game plan by the executive. The president, Joseph Yima Boaka, has never been comfortable with Fonati Kofa. Never enjoys the confidence of Fonati Kofa. And in fact, no president will want a speaker from the opposition. And you know how CDC has been very vocal, very forceful, very radical. So, a president will not want, if they will ever collaborate with with opposition person, then that opposition speaker must soften his stance, must dance at the drum of that president. So they say they presented a letter. Yeah, what the president said. I hold him that time, the buying time, so that Fonati will be out by then within that time frame. They think it's plain. You know how mercenaries work? Well, those of us who watch those kinds of movies, Asian movies, all of those other, we know how it works. Yeah, what he said. I present my compliments and write to officially request an extension of the time for presentation of the draft national budget that is due on October 31st. The new date that we propose for the presentation of the draft national budget is November 8th. We require the additional time in order to present a comprehensive draft budget that will accommodate all political sources of revenue as well as public priorities, in keeping with Section 17.1 of the 2019 Amendment and Restatement of the Public Financial Management Act of 2009 and its accompanying regulations. The government of Liberia is also concluding discussions with its development partners whose contributions and inputs are crucial in the budget formulation process. That is portion of the letter he sent to that he put out. The international partners too, they try, they feel for Kofa. I do not know whether they have enjoyed or continue to enjoy Kofa's leadership, and I don't think it is their responsibility, but to do what they can do as partners for Liberia. So the United Nations, ECOWAS, the International Monetary Fund, the U.S. Embassy, diplomatically, have all shown support for Kofa, but cannot do anything because the matter is not only internal, but they are diplomats. But they still see Kofa as the speaker. So the IMF will engage the Justice Ministry and other people with the information that it got this conference coming up from November 6th to the 19th. And the intent of that conference is to review the extended credit facility between Liberia and the IMF that Gafuan will talk about on VOA, and fanatics of Unity Party run with it like Gafuan went and performed miracle economically, Liberia's problem solved. The people coming to sit down and discuss how it's going to be. Let me go now to the party's Secretary General, Janga Court's response. Hear what he said. You don't blame those guys. After this, CDC will learn a great deal of sense. They will be very discerning now. Do you know that all the time CDC was just screaming and shouting and yelling and ranting? Every night they will call press conference. We are monitoring this government and the president is dead and we're not going to there. Instead of being very, very, very circumspect. Follow the signs and do what is right. They were there every night and then. The Congress of Democratic team called it news conference. The president, we see the president, all kinds of things they were doing. They were insensitive of the atmosphere. They weren't discerning at all. They were only creating a scene. Yeah, what Janga Kowo said, the party's chairman. The CDC National Executive Committee strongly condemns Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler and other CDC lawmakers who have disobeyed CDC National Executive Committee and His Excellency President George Manuel Weah to go against Speaker J. Fonati Kofa. These actions are clearly influenced by the Joseph Boakai government and intended to destabilize the CDC. These schemes will fail, and CDC will emerge stronger after this all. We are closely monitoring the situation. These developments speak to the wider threat to Liberia's democracy, where an overbearing executive can interfere with the function of the other two branches, thereby undermining checks and balances. The evidence is clear that UP government is undemocratic and has gone against every facet of the rule of law, as evidenced by disrespecting the Supreme Court ruling, violations of human rights, arbitrary dismissals of civil servants, ill treatment of Liberian diplomats disobeyed during the CDC government, and many more violations. He concluded, "We are all aware that under Liberian democratic practices, political parties have limited control over their members elected to national legislature." Thank you, you know that. "As suspensions or expulsions have no bearing," thank you, I told you all the last time, it's good that you acknowledge it now, "have no bearing on their seat at the national legislature. We need a national conversation on strengthening political parties' powers over their elected members at the legislature. The CDC will be considering its next step. We call on all partisans of CDC to remain calm and collective as the party, in consultation with stakeholders, considers next step." This is the party's Secretary General, Janga Kowo's position. It's good that he acknowledged that the party don't have a strong hold or restrictive scheme on these people. The same thing I said when Jefferson Koji came up about expulsion and suspension. I said, no. That's not how it goes. That's not how you solve, or you try to solve a problem that is complicated. The way we elect our people here, no party can ever have control over them. The only reason that Unity Party officials will listen to the party and the standard bearer because they're in power. Once they are out of power, that legislator who remains in government does not see his former party as having complete control because they're not in power again. So you can control them. And it's all because of the way we elect officials in this country. We just elect them on a free flow, no condition attached, unlike in other countries. That is why this country will continue to experience what it's experiencing, and you just shift blame all over this place. It's time to increase your mentor. You don't just hasten simply because you have the right to elect. We just elect people anyway. Oh yeah, man, a good man. The man is stealing. The man pay him for us. Not bad. But the man is going, he goes on the party ticket. He goes through primary. So what are the conditions that a party will set in case of a situation like this, the people don't feel obligated to the party because the party has got nothing. There is no perimeter. These guys are operating within from a party standpoint. So CDC can come up with expulsion. They can come up with suspension. Thank God Jangakowo said it. So the only thing he can do now is develop a new approach. But that is the situation. You don't blame Kofa. You don't blame Deputy Speaker Fala, rather. He's not a betrayer. You don't take the whips at him. Look at the CDC guys who are sitting. Look at them. Look at the number. There are 42 over there. Are those 42 only Unity Party and Independent and Fala went there? No. From day one, there have been CDC people there. So why are you branding him as the Judas? Why are you branding him as betrayer? He didn't betray anybody. The party betrayed itself by its inability to discern the signs of the time. CDC must blame itself. Just as it was said by the former chairman Molba Molu when they lost a couple of by-elections, he said the party was now going in to recalibrate. So let me use his words. It is the time for CDC to go back in its reasoning room and recalibrate. Don't shift blame on anybody. Don't crucify Thomas Fala. Don't crucify any one of those CDC members. Your vexation should be directed at the party's leadership inability to discern the signs of the time. My dear Southeastern sister, Dwight say CDC has only 3 there. Even if it is one, even if it's one person, a CDC, even half that CDC. So you blame yourselves. So let me conclude now to move to you to have your say, and then we get to something else. I may think that the executive is behind this, but they will deny. Nobody needs to tell me. I know how the politic is in this country. And it's all because the legislature has never, ever understood itself. The legislature has always been that weakling of the 3 branches of government. The legislature has always stooped so low for the money, so the executive has never, ever respected it in this country. If any branch that should strengthen Liberia's rule of law, democracy, and enhance development, the legislature. But the contrary is true. The opposite is true of the legislature. If they were strong enough and each person from a party or party representatives at that legislature standing for a purpose, a cause, the executive will not see them as a thing, T-H-I-N-G, and not a person, not persons. So Martin Luther King said, you're being used as a thing and not person to be respected. That's how it is with the legislature. The executive see them as thing, T-H-I-N-G-S, and not persons to be respected. That expression, person, represent your integrity, your standard. But if you lost every essence and values of yourself, you throw it away. What happened? People just told you to and fro. And that's how the executive has always seen the legislature, because they have never, ever stood for principle, integrity. They have always fell at the feet of the executive for money. So the executive will always use money to accomplish its aim. And we see it every day. The shameless, guilty unresponsive, reckless, no integrity legislature in the whole world than Liberia. The only legislature that nothing good can come off. All of those people, what are they doing in the various districts? How are they debating the issues on the floor? We're in a war of technology. You have more than 50 to 75 televisions in both the Senate and the House of Representatives. When those people are going live, what do you see? Confusion, misunderstanding, insults all over the place. They will never debate an issue for 5-10 minutes. The only thing you will hear, the presiding officer will say, this session is adjourned. Can we have a motion to adjourn this session? Noise whole day. Especially the House of Representatives. The Senate is okay. The Senate, you see moderation in the Senate because the Senate has great intellectuals, reputable men and women, highly educated. Unlike the House of Representatives where they have part of mumu, junks, uneducated, just writing on honorable, they sit down in that place. They can't talk. Their colleagues, the few colleagues are debating the issues. The rest just sitting down at bobo because the issues are far above them. The Senate is by far better. You find moderation in the Senate. You see responsiveness in the Senate. You see intellectualism at its peak in the Senate. You see responsible men and women in the Senate. Unlike the House of Representatives. But they have one thing in common. The two of them have one thing in common. The love of money. All right. Time is of the essence. So Tifa went on that side. And then the man is presiding. He's presiding. The executive is behind this. This is Liberia. I'm not mixing my words on this. I mean it. I've said it in the open every gathering I find myself, whether you like it or not, except that you don't know the politics of this country or the politics. The executive is never off anything in this country. They always orchestrating Nicodemously. They always going against a person or an institution that will present itself as a buffer to achieving their goal. That's how this country is. They're behind it. Let Fonati Kofa get out. You will see. And let me conclude with this. I said this before. Please, I'm saying it again. Fonati Kofa is a lawyer. He earns or holds a doctorate degree in law. He's been at that legislature for a considerable period. He knows the in total of that legislature, and he knows what is going on. People have cited other opinions. House speakers were removed, and would think that the speaker, Fonati Kofa, should do the same. I repeat my position. All of those words that I said 2 weeks ago, I'm saying it again, that please accept my bias and unprofessionalism if you consider it that way. But here is it. Speaker Fonati Kofa will be the stupidest, the dullest man of his representative and lawyer to resign, to give into pressure. Stay on, let it drag. If they have the 49, if people cross from you and go over and they have the 49, which is the number required to take you from there, fine. Then you can stand down. But until they can get that number, if you ever reason within yourself on the basis of sympathy for country and sympathy for government or party at the detriment of your reputation, your character, your children's character, you will be the stupidest, dullest lawyer ever to walk on planet Earth if you ever resign for Nati Kofa. Stay on. It is good for our democracy. We have to set precedents. And this one will stop this country from just ganging up because the executive don't want certain people and spread money all over the place to take the person from there. This one with Fonati Kofa, it will bring it to an end. God himself using this situation to bring it to an end. If you ever resign, Fonati Kofa, you can't before the microphones and camera, and you say for the sake of peace, for the sake of reconciliation, and so you tendering your resignation or you stand it down, you will be the stupidest, dullest, most reckless lawyer to ever walk the face of the earth. You will never, ever, in fact, God will curse you. Stay on. Stay on. Let it be. Let's see who will give in. They think they can stifle you. They think that they can call on you so that you will resign. Gone are the days. Gone are the days people in this country, any leader, whether opposition or the ruling establishment, gone are the days that people give this flimsy excuse to resign on the basis of peace. We don't want to cause problem in the country. We're being this country being peaceful for 10 or more years. Gone are the days we will use that. Don't resign. This, you will set a precedent that it will never happen. People will not just throw, the executive will not throw money all over the place to remove anybody they want to remove. If you resign, they will continue to do it. And if you resign, God will curse you. I know you said it the last time that you don't need a representative job. You can move on with your life. That's true. You are a wealthy man. You are a highly educated man. One of the best lawyers in this country. Your kind is not, it's not in this country. Your kind of a lawyer, Fonati Kofa, is not in this country. You are a member of several bars around the world. You are a member of the United, America, eh? Yeah, he's a member of the Bar Association and other places. Check the man's profile. So the man, not ordinary man, he's not poor, he need representative job. He's helping the country more. We agree he has his own problem. Don't see Fonati Kofa like that. Fonati Kofa got his own problem. He's double standard. He has double standard character too. He double deals. He has his own from a human perspective. The only reason we're talking like this, because the 42 are treading the wrong path, the way they want to get him out. That's the reason. But not that this is a defense. Everybody who talking in his favor, they like him, or he the cleanest and most holy man. No, it is because the way those guys are going about doing it, the procedure. But he got his own problem too. Don't see him like that. So stay on Fonati Kofa. Stay on. Stay on, let it drag. It will mean nothing to you. It will mean nothing to the rest of the people. And don't betray the guys who are standing with you. Fonati Kofa, avoid curse coming upon you. You've been, for the speaker, the deputy speaker left. I know that it's playing on you psychologically. That can happen to any leader. But rise up. Take courage. These things happen. That's why I read two lines, Jeremiah 17:9. God said, nobody knows the heart of man. The heart of man is desperately wicked. Who can discern it thereof, except he alone? Then 1 Timothy, the same God will talk about how money can change people. The whole situation with Father and the other people, that money battling against you, Mr. Speaker. That money battling against you. Those guys didn't hate you personally. But they received money and they had to justify. They had to bring something against. They had to put something together. That's why they say conflict of interest. But these are the same people who voted you. But they did not come with conflict of interest before then to use it as a means not to vote you. not to elect you. But because the executive want you out of the place, and they know that most of the guys and women in that House of Representatives are gullible, so they chunk money there. So you're battling against money, and it's hard to survive money. It's hard to survive against money all over the world. But let the rule of law prevail. Let democracy triumph. Set precedents so that it will not happen in this country again. You can bring it to an end. God can use one person, one situation to stop certain bad act. So if you resign for Natikova, if you ever thought about it, you heard what your guys said today after the session. You heard how some of them reacted. You heard what they said. If you betray them by resigning for Natikova, God himself will curse you. Stay on. You have the support of the people. God himself with you. Stay on. Not because they have the majority. You have majority but no legitimacy. You don't have the majority. You don't have the number, but you have legitimacy. So why would you want to resign? Don't ever attempt. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't bring Christ on your family. Stay on. You are a man. That's what leader is all about in times of difficult situation. Will you give up? Will you give up? Stand up. Stand up like Moses. Stand up like Joshua. Don't give up. Don't betray your people. Stand up like Paul. Don't give up. Fight it to the last. They only need 49. They are stalling the country. They are stopping the number of things. The government right now is uncoordinated. Let it be that way. And let it go the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months. If we ever reach that time. And I hope we not. But don't give up. Don't give in. And then, lastly, young warrior coming open the line, yeah? If we say it like this, we have to beat sense in some of those junks over there. We have to tame the beast that is in most of them in the House of Representatives, boys and girls, because they're not men enough. They're just being you. Most of the people that have been you, Thomas Fala, the rest of the people and other people who doing all kinds of things, take Thomas Fala from there because you already get a position. Some of you people who receive your money, you execute a plan. Assume that the speaker is up. You think they will treat you the same way they're treating you now. Right now, they see you as chicken egg. They're taking care of you like that teddy bear. They're nursing you because they have a plan in place and they want that goal to be achieved. So they're using you people as surrogates, giving you the money, giving you the food to eat, carrying you to RLJ, even though it is your right. I am buying into that other argument, say using people money. No, you people get money. Yeah, I will, yeah, if I have the money to be at RLJ for 1-2 days, yes, that's my right. You people being around for long, y'all get money. Y'all can put money together to go to RLJ. So that argument that people using money, the legislator who giving that money to go sit down to RLJ, I don't buy in that argument. It's too frivolous. You people are men and women enough. You're working for money. You can afford. One legislator can decide to be ordered for 4-5 days. They're not anything. I ain't get time to argue on that the money coming from there, they're going to do RLJ. No, they can even decide to charter a plane and be in the air discussing that they're right. They get the money. But the main issue is what I'm talking here. LRB. But let's go to the line, man. You're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 31st day of October 2024. Broadcasting from the mystery country called Liberia. Let's see a few comments you people left. Then we can turn to the call-outs. Alex Kulu say what CDC is doing now. If no action is taken on T5, then it means some of us will rest with CDC business. This crazy T5 man, people's children die for him just because of the party. And now he is behaving like this today to us. I am closely following you guys from Nima County, to be precise, Ganta City. All right. Who else? Who else will share their opinion on this? It's not easy. Oh, well, I'm passing all the people who just sending greetings. Okay. Dwight, before Dwight, Florence Tucker. She said there is no justification. No justification can make me feel good now unless Fala come back to Kofa Chambers. He's not coming back, Florence. Don't think about it. He's not coming back. Matilda Stevens said, T5 made me speechless today. Dwight said he thinks we are stupid here or didn't go to school. And Florence writes again, she said, hey, CDC, we are destroying our own party, so Bwaka will succeed in his quest to erase CDC or human being. No, he can't erase CDC. CDC is a party, it's an institution. He can't erase CDC. People can erase institutions, but they use certain institutions whose people allow themselves to be used as surrogates. A Valley Cora said, highly disappointed in Fala. He has finally proved to the public that he is one of the main characters behind the removal of the speaker. These guys are very greedy and lack intelligence. Mali Morris, no, I'm only looking for the comments. Okay, Molly Cisse said, wow, Tifa, you turn into a monkey to eat with two hands. Wow, God, just weak about this Liberia business. Aaron Gafwan said, what? No, I'm not talking about that now. On this legislature for the love of money. Lucien Vanny said, Fala is one of the empty-headed lawmakers with no substance. I don't blame those guys. Liberians will learn the hard way. And who else? Gregory Hina Palo said, it's good for Councillor J. Fonati Kofa. Okay. And Matthew Cholople say, no wonder why Liberia would never move forward, because those so-called lawmakers are very ungrateful to those Liberian people who voted them in power. Matilda Stevens said, Honorable Yeke Koluba used to be telling the speaker, but he didn't believe it. Elizabeth Tujra, hope I'm pronouncing your name well. She said, CDC has been deceived by our own people. These are the same people who destroyed President Weah government. God will bring them out. Okay, all right. All right, so let's give attention to those on the line now. 0772 23 99 33, 0886 30 44 97. The female line 0777 9803 75. And you are on the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Brother Abraham, I do join you from District 14.
Let's hear you. You want to go straight to the point.
Thank you, my brother. This is not strange for us to see this happening. You know, it started long ago when Koluba told our speaker that he come here and your lawmakers are part of it. People felt he was stupid. When the librarian accused him, he also said so. So this is coming now. We want to know where we are heading to.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Hello. Hello.
Mr. Andrew,
Yes.
this is my was a football defender.
Let's hear you.
Yes. Mr. Andrew, my son, they play why I don't even know what to say. I know what to say. Someone father there. They cannot see what the Lord Father bring to us. History will judge them. History will judge those people. History will judge those people. Someone father was selling planes. President, we are going from a plane fee. We sat down, we go in place to place. Just to make them father representative. They say, fast or death or they tell father, you go and sell money, man. That college, why you pay? That would have won't stay in the sun. Why you pay that can't get money today? For history will judge someone father. And 70% we are a sweat. Now someone father, go to my father will come back to the party to stop the party. Don't stop us. Because you want to be president too. History will judge all of them. All of them that brings him to us. History will judge them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for calling. I can sense that the emotion, she's sharing tears. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Yes, good afternoon, sir.
My first disappointment came to Monfala when he wrote the majority block and asking us for an absent, which was this on Tuesday. That shows me that someone thought I was going to be with them today. And surely he did. You know, these are people that we fought for, we supported, and seeing them behaving like this, they become very frustrating to us.
But why are you people putting the vexation against Thomas Fowler? He isn't the only CDC person in this thing.
Yes, the issue. Those guys on the other side, they want to be 49. They are looking for the numbers. I think they were either 42 or 43. And you have added to them. And what were they requesting your presence? So you can preside over them and so they can continue doing business.
Yes.
And you say, yes, I will come preside so they can continue doing business. So the question to him as a lawmaker who is now going to 24 years in a house, will the country be having two speakers? Or the House of Representatives be having two speakers?
That's what it is right now. Two different speakers, two different sessions, two different House of Representatives.
What's the logic, my brother? And someone for will go on his Facebook page, because he go to school, he can read, and then he tries to read. But only people who can just read will say, oh, someone for wrote, but nothing he has written. When you read it, analyze it. And he's telling you, you will not betray CDC, but you're doing it in the Constitution. Okay, we part of the Constitution talk about the House of Representatives having two speakers.
Okay, Chief.
A speaker in the deputy.
Thank you so much.
So, these are things what people do.
Thank you.
For little peanuts, they just disgrace themselves.
Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello? Hello? Yeah, you are on.
Yeah, okay.
You're a bit low. You want to change your location. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 980375. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you call from?
The veteran Sam Andrew, this is the voice of Pew Poli. I joined from Sokole District 4, one of the Secretary General of District 4.
Let's hear you.
CDC. All right. Like I heard you, delivering your deliberation was very good. But it's not that CDC was sleeping. We saw this coming. We saw Thomas Fowler with his ambition and greed for power coming. And we saw some of them that would not call their name now, but they were exerting themselves. But we could not go outside to wash our clothes. We could not be fighting them in the public. We knew what was coming. We knew that they were compromised way, way back. But CDC is a unique organization. We could not be fighting. We could not bring our fight outside. That was the reason. But let me make this clear to Thomas Fowler. If you, my choice of one is there for yours, it's a Julius. It's a Julius. We say it's a betrayal. If you have betrayed the cause of the common people, the common people will come for you.
Okay,
we will
Chief.
come for you, Mr. Fowler. We are going to come for you very soon.
Thank you so much.
At the place.
You want to go straight to the point because all of the phones are ringing. Hello.
How are you, sir?
No, this is the female line. You don't call. That's why the person will announce the female number. You don't call 0777. Call 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The female number is 0777 9803 75. Hello. Hello. You went off on the female line. That lady went off. Hello.
Well, afternoon.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm in Weaver community. You know, for some of us, you know, they say we didn't have the means of determining what was going on. We knew it. Okay. If you follow all of the media, all of the shows on King's FM, on all of radio stations, we flare the issue. It's not only this one that just happened. In the past, it started from that minister issue when he attended the program, CDC. We were talking about, we were against him for that. And what he was doing to us, every time he would come to clarify, to say he was not doing it. And then they said we didn't know the way Thomas Fowler were moving. So what you wanted us to have to our Donald brother to expel him? No, we had discernment. We knew, we saw it coming. We knew that Thomas Fowler was going to along with the government because of black eye, as you were saying, for ethnicity. That's all.
Okay,
he was not along with the government. So every time we talk about it, he would deny. But I can assure you, this is not the end of the fight. The fight has just begun.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I was not calling my name because of security reason.
Because of security reason, you don't want to call your name.
Yes.
So what is that? What is it that you're about to say that you don't want people to know your identity? Yeah, but you have to call your identity. That is the essence. Huh? My man, that fake name, that fake name there, man, madam. Just say, let's go.
Hey, my brother, let me say what I want to say.
No, but you have to call your name. You can't just say for that security thing you come into because you say for security reason. You police officer, you military.
You said you call and I call my name.
Yeah, let hear you quick.
Yeah, what I wanted to say. Hello.
We're listening to you.
Yes, I want to say that I listened to Spoon, and Victor Spoon said that he wants to dissolve the whole CDC party. They will find him by all costs for the party will be dissolved. That's the one that Thomas Fowler then they are now looking at, and they're reading their business today. They're able to say, oh, and we bring these things there. But I want to tell you that God that He has sees everything.
Okay.
He will punish all the solutions that going against you like today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day. Hello. Hello. Why you get jitter with something that doesn't make sense? It doesn't sound to reason. Who can erase a political party? Who can erase? Nobody on earth can erase a political party. Only a political party can erase itself when it decides not to exist again. But nobody can erase a political party. Nobody can stop a political party from existing. CDC is a grounded political institution in this country. Don't be careful about those petty things. Look, go to the main issue. You don't allow yourself to be confused, complaining. Oh, they want to do that. They want to CDC. No, there's not the people. They are not targeting CDC. They're not targeting CDC. They want a position that it will be easy for them to get their legislations and bills and other things going through as quickly as possible. That's how it works in government. A speaker that is so strong and not from that president's party, the president feels uncomfortable with him. The next thing, they start finding a way to either get him to soften his tone or to get him out. Yes, as you're saying. So you don't be putting it, oh, they want to erase CDC. No, don't give the people the impression that you're scared, that you're weak. No. No one can erase a political institution. You know what you're talking when you say CDC, MPC, Unity Party, just think about those political parties. Even the ones who don't have many members, they stay existing as a political institution. They stay existing. All those years, they stay existing. You pass around, you see some of the headquarters, even though it's not vibrant, but they stay existing. Nobody can erase a political party from the earth, least to say CDC, that has been in this country a grounded, the only political party with the highest number of people called the masses, the party that can alter anything at any time. you know the strength of opposition CDC. Eh? If you are a CDC member, you'll not be jitter with that. Let's go. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, let's take a few calls, and then we'll move to something else. Hello.
Thank you. A pleasant good afternoon, St. Andrews.
Yeah, let's go. Go straight to the point, my man.
Yeah, thank you. It's Hussein Kew, and I call from Jacobstown in day 2. I listened to your talking point, and I made a preach for the stand. This is the first I've listened to Sam Andrew coming up very hard and sounding the tune the way he sounded. But that's up to you. You know, the issue of Thomas' father resting or going to the majority block today, I do believe he's in violation. He betrayed nobody, and I think this is what the Constitution. And he just lives in accordance with the law. Now, I listened to many of the citizens who said Father had betrayed them. I want to disagree with them on that note. Because, mind you, if Father was somebody who had betrayed the CDC, that would have been 2011. Father stay with the CDC.
You went off, sir. Hello? Hello? You can be in a noisy place and you're calling. Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you call from, Mama?
Cristiano Red from White Spring.
Huh?
Cristiano Red from White Spring.
Let's hear you.
Okay, thanks, Nova. That father go to the people then. You know, with the cool people who get kind heart. That man get kind heart too much. He believes that I never go over to him. But he, the speaker, he should stay on his ground. People that never voted for him, they're standing behind him. So he must stay on his ground. They are men. And that man, he alone. They want to run away, going there, whatever. That is not stay for the man. So far, that man, the speaker, he shouldn't resign. When he resign, that means to say he's not cool, man. Who the people who not scary? So he will not make a people shit. That is scary. They are men, they plenty, now they can't stay. That's all. Thank you, Papa.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day, too. Hello?
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
I'm Moses William calling from this one Maggie County.
Let's hear you, Mr. Williams.
Okay, thank you. I just want to give advice to fathers. You know, a child would not know or play too hard, they can always turn back. The CDC is not a playground. The party of CDC is not a playground. But for that, you got the majority and they voted for you. So just for the love of money, when few people who voted for you, job for them, go lay by the Constitution. Stay by your wall. Stay by the people that guide you. Don't resign and be with them. And other people, they will like their district off. Because if you're not coming to work on time, they will know who the country cannot get 2 to 3 speakers. The country only know Funati Kuba to be the speaker. So that instead, shouldn't resign and the country will go on. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
Felicia Cheer from Patient Shop.
Let's hear you, Felicia.
My advice to fanatic Kofa is that he must stand on his ground. When somebody betray you, tell the person that you can't make it with me. They still will tell the person we are say for peace sake he left it. Fanatic Kofa shouldn't leave it. Then he said on his ground. All that we serve will be with him. Thank you.
Thank you for calling also. Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, that's CDC Public calling you from the Central Mosque.
Let's hear you.
Uncle, I want to tell all the people they want between Malaria, they won't go let them. Those people in the house, now the people now vote for Malaria to win elections. And other people, the Ashanti people, there's some kind of Bible, they say Ashanti Kotoko, Ukum Apima Apim Beba. You came million will come. So let them go. By the time they go in, million will be coming. Well, God bless you, no cash can take you. So let the people go.
Ashanti Kotoko, way back team, still existing? CDC Pape?
Yeah.
You say what a meaning
of CDC Pape talking show.
Yeah, you say what a meaning of Ashanti Kotoko?
2029, Malaria will win the election fair. The people won't let them go. They know they not see their shadow.
Okay.
They there or they not there, or we will not put them there. So we better find our way before that. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you calling from?
William Chi Akwe, calling from Kesely Boulevard.
We're waiting to hear you, Akwe.
Well, I'm a physician. The only thing I want to tell all physicians is to forget where Thomas Fala. Then you go where you want to go. CDC is bigger than anybody. Nobody is bigger than CDC. There's a stand that will pull our horse into order. CDC will stay forever. We will know the good apples and the bad apples. But only thing I want to tell the leadership, before people go on the party ticket, people must know who are they. We used to say that I serve as district coordinator for District 11. People just jump from the outside, they come to the party, we want to carry them. These are some things that are embarrassing. Oh, we spoke against it, I can move this 11 election when the electoral police die. One judge that I worry, who was United Party John say is a sedition, other people jump behind to carry him. At last there was an issue and we didn't carry him. And one of the problem is the former chairman Molu they created a problem. But even they Johnson Kushi, they receive money and just put people on the party ticket that just go and represent the party. People who suffer from 2005 and with the party they never recognize them. But they did it for money. This is what we are going on. There is standard. The present leadership with our stand-up bearer or our fourth policy open their eyes.
Okay, Chief.
Who is who?
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from? Let's hear you, madam.
Yeah, thank you so much for the information. What I got to say is, it shouldn't move our speaker. Tifa Ben on the view. They meant it because of money. And it shouldn't move with sedition because I think it will not even move us. Because if just we have a win, we not care for them. We care for our president. All those people that behaving 2029, we're breaking them down. That thing Tifa Day, he killed himself. I want you to listen to me because I'm a prophet. You will not live to tell the story. You kill yourself and everybody that's bringing the party down. Everyone of that one man will mention Akara. When Akara was there, it can't happen.
Oh, so prophetess, you cursing Tifa?
I'm cursing because God is angry. You pretend to the party for money. You pretend to the party for money. They get a man money. His friend just recording for him. The UPN has recording for him. That's why he's scared. Go to any mother, you go ask them. That's that Tifa man, the United Party people, and they want to make him VP because why? They want to bring Joseph Baga down, and I'm a Nimanian speaking. I'm a Nimano woman. They want to make him VP, and nobody can take that place from Win Sedition. They can take Lofa from CDC. We will bring him down. Somebody will win Father, but he will die before his time.
But prophetess, your party now, and the man your member. The man at least CDC, the man say he stay with his party. Then you cursing him?
You can't leave your party for money. The way you working here, we listen to you every day. You can betray. Don't betray for that money against the man. The man love money. I'm telling you, my brother, that I'm free. That money you betray. You're not supposed to go on the other side. You're not supposed to go on the other side. You betray your leader. You betray the speaker. Then you went on the other side. He will die. That's what heaven says. Thank you. He will die.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Akaras Gray. This is what Akaras Gray sent. He said, I have spoken to the speaker and his position still remains the same. He will not resign at all. The departure of his deputy Thomas Fowler doesn't legitimize the so-called majority bloc. The fight has just begun and no turning back. This is what Representative Akaras Gray wrote. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
You're talking with Sego Beacon, and I do join you from District 14. My brother, that 3 things FIFA is running after 3 cardinal things. And let me assure him that he will lose off. FIFA don't want to lose a job. FIFA is working on a travel basis. And FIFA has been a greedy man for day one. 3 things are what FIFA don't want to lose. And he's going to lose it because tomorrow his travel people will vote against him. Because he's long for them for a while. They won't fool him. And the deputy speaker were he fighting for, let me assure you that he's going to lose it because the curse of Liberia is upon him. You know, nobody comes to this country to fill our country. We are not discussing party. Like for me, I'm not discussing party. I am discussing the rule of law. And I'm discussing Liberia. Nothing and nobody more is greater than my country. What I know is right for my country. Anybody who tries to betray my country, you betray yourself. And I will fight hard and pray hard that God will lead you to fail in life to anything that you go after. We told you before that Tifa is running on the wrong path with the government. But we never, some people never listen until today. It has come to light. And let me assure you, to the rest of our lawmakers who are fighting against some fanatic offer, what God gives, no man take away so easy. If you take anything from somebody that God gives to them peacefully, you will suffer throughout your life and struggle. Anything you do, you will never succeed. So let me assure you today that we're coming to the horse that with the citizen. The journey has just begun.
You're going to protest there?
We are not going to protest. We're bringing Kenya right here in Liberia as we speak. You will hear that very soon.
You're bringing Kenya to the legislature?
Very good. You will soon hear it. We give them this month that we're coming to begin tomorrow. If they can fight for Nantu Kofa within this month, and then that's
who now? Who we?
I said Liberian.
Yeah, but Liberians now of 5.4 million. So
we are speaking directly
a
to
group
the Liberian.
Headed by you.
I'm speaking on behalf of a team that I know of. I'm not speaking only of myself.
Yeah, but you know the people
on behalf of the team, and that team will be they will continue to rebound.
Okay.
So I'm not just speaking empty.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Trust me, you're going to see your light.
Thank you. Thank you all for spicing up the first lap of the show. I appreciate all of you. We've got other things to talk about. But just so you know, before we move to what is unfolding with the 96,000 United States dollars dismissed Lebanese Commerce Minister, the Speaker, 2 houses, 2 speakers, 2 different speakers, 2 houses, 2 groups. Interesting country. 2 different speakers, 2 different houses, 1 country. You see how Liberia is a stupid place? And you see what the people telling you? You who stood online. You stood online for hours under the rain in the cold, visually impaired, crippled, all of those people. You see what they're telling you? 2 houses. How is that possible? No country in the world it can ever happen. This country is always in the news for the wrong reason. Two different speakers, 2 different sessions, 2 different houses, one country. It will not be a surprise if we have 2 different presidents. We already have 2 presidents there. We already have 2 presidents because the other one just waiting. He's just hoping something happen to a man. So we have 2 presidents. One cutting the shot and the other one sleeping. One is active, one is inactive. One is visible enough, the other one is sleeping. So we got 2 presidents. So here is it. Emmanuel Dan is the person who sits alongside Fonati Kofa as speaker, the minority bloc. The reason being he is the chairman on executive. So he ascends there temporarily. But I'm not too sure. I'm a bit skeptical. I'm not relaxed with that. Because part of the game plan is we can get it 49. And time is running against us. Now that we have succeeded in getting Fala on our side, it is going to be a little bit easy to get the other guys. I am not saying that Emmanuel Dan is going to cross over. I am only going to talk about the factor. And if he stays on with the speaker, that will be fine. If he doesn't stay, decides to go with the other guys, well, then that's the politrick. So they're not convening until Monday. And Monday is the hearing with the Supreme Court, a conference that both parties will have to move in. In today's session, Emmanuel Dan was the deputy speaker by his position of ascendancy since he's the chairman on executive. And this is my skepticism. I hope it doesn't happen, but you can rule that out. If it happened, it will not be a surprise. Here is it. Since the election of Emmanuel Dan, he had been good, doing what is right for his people, representing them. But along the way, he will feed more with the president and Unity Party, though he is an independent candidate. He's not for CDC. He's not for Unity Party. He's not against Unity Party. He's not against CDC. Emmanuel Dan is an independent candidate. The Speaker of the House of Representatives placed him in that position. He's not from CDC. He's not from Unity Party. He ran as independent candidate and he won. Though he ran campaign for the Speaker, but he's independent. The Speaker rewarded him with that position as executive, the chairman on executive. And that is a big position, to say in a Liberian way. That big position, that not small position, Emmanuel Dan get. That big position. But given how he had been with the president and Unity Party and going in and doing this, I'm not too sure. They might want to influence Emmanuel Dan because they will also want to add, or they will attempt to add positional legitimacy. They got the deputy speaker, they got other people. So if they can have the chairman on executive on the side, the mind game is working for these people. The mind game is working. What they are doing is purely psychological. Listen carefully. That's what they are doing. That the mind game they're playing. You know, whenever Mourinho had a difficult situation, Jose Mourinho, former Chelsea coach, you saw how he addressed his press conference here. He will use the mind game. He was the master of the mind game. The mind game is in sports, it's in politics, it's in religion, it's everywhere. Satan is the master of the mind game. Satan knows the mind game very well. And the mind game is always a sinister act against your opponent. So that either you break them apart or you bring them on your side. Yes. So and you saw Satan in the garden with Adam and Eve. He used the mind game on them. So it would not be a surprise if these guys try to move in now because they want to break Kofi's number completely. That's the mind game here. That's the psychology. The deputy speaker gone. So they will want to have positional legitimacy or title legitimacy. Get on their side, Emmanuel Dan goes there, they have the chairman on executive. It will add substance to them. I hope it doesn't happen. But again, read Jeremiah 17:9. Read 1 Timothy 6, 9, and 10. That's what I try to say to that. So the LACC said they are investigating. Well, I maintain my position if they come up with something good, but I think that complaint is dead on arrival. Nothing will come of it. Why nothing will come of it? Because the executive is the main plotter against Kofi. Nothing will come of it. If you people are hoping and relying on LACC to come up with anything of bribery, allegation, or truth in it, that is a big LIE. This too is Liberia. That is the end of that whole stuff. The ultimate goal is to get Fonanti Kofi out. LACC will do nothing with that. That is the end. That case is dead on arrival. It will not happen. Nobody should think that something will come of LACC with that bribery allegation, except this is not Liberia. It can only happen in great countries. But it will not. You'll leave it finish. So the Double Jala and his men, they face the Senate committee today. The people working on the other side, while the other side, they own money business, moving speaker. When they move speaker cover, it will not be the end of the problems over there. It will even be worse. So former Commerce Minister Ami Modad and LRA Director General Double Jala will appear before the Senate Committee on Commerce. The investigation is ongoing into the controversial buying of 96,000 United States dollars car, which the sack minister, he did not resign, sack. The man was sacked, he did not resign. That's how they will bring it to you. They will make you to feel what they will how do they do it? Yeah, what they want you to accept is what they will present to you. And what you ought to know, they will not give it to you because they think this is what you should have and this is how you should move with it. The man was sacked. Ami Moda was never, ever, he did not resign. They sacked the man. Look at the cause. He was sacked. So the investigation, the Senate committee is continuing with the investigation. He and his man, the man that aided, the man who fronted, the man who was in the forefront to make sure that Ami Moda received the car through that Metex scheme. LRA boss, Double Jala. Ami Moda was sacked. The government said he resigned. The same thing that Ami Moda was dismissed for. The man who aided and abetted, the man who engineered everything and did the purchase, the man stays on. Ami Moda dismissed. Syria Manor country. The thing will happen. One person is made the sacrificial lamb. That's why the country has no system, and this country will be like there forever and ever until we get in a new war. This country is cursed, and you know why? Listen, when I say this thing, people, if you how you say that your own country, you're not this, you're not that. Come on, you put sense into your head, especially you people who say you are Christians. You read the very Bible. You know how many nations God bless and they curse themselves? You know how many people in the very Bible, both Old and New Testament, God bless and they curse themselves? Whole day you sitting here, you say Liberia will rise again. How has Liberia, or when will Liberia rise? When? Because we do things that we can go forward. The injustices that the very God hate, the inhumane acts that God is against, and a lot more corruption to the core that God is against, you continue to do it. And you do it on a rampant blanket way. And you expect that God will still be with you. Listen, God can leave you as a country, God can leave you as a person, but you still exist. That means he's not with you. You're as the pastors. And I'm not talking about any pastors, I mean the ones who know biblical history to the core. This is a cursed place. God bless this country long since, but the country cursed itself, and the country continue to increase the curse. But whole day, every day, why you see what kind of country whole day? Let her 3 days fast and pray. 3 days fast and pray for the country. You haven't 3 days fast and prayer, and the things are still happening double, quadruple. Injustices all over the place. Corruption widespread. The citizens are being suffocated. Hardship is the order of the day. The leader is just launching all over the place. You wake up in the morning, President Barack going to have this other launch. President Barack going to launch this. President Barack going to launch that. That all is happening. Information minister says, oh, they're clarifying. That's the only thing. This is a cursed place. People have to change from the attitude. The pastors ain't preaching. They go to Second Chronicle 7:14. So Liberia have to change from the wicked ways, and it starts from the leaders. You change from the wicked ways, drop the injustices, drop the corruption, and all of those vices that impede progress. Then God can come back and restore his blessing. Two persons do something. Then you say, the other man go. The man and a man. You sacrifice Ami Moda and you left Double Jala there. As if Double Jala is the only qualified person to run LRA. But you sacrifice Ami Moda. Serious-minded country. System-driven country. Rule of law country. Double Jala and other people or other things that are happening will continue. You know, see in America, you see those stars, what happened? And you see, that's what the court system, they're in jail. Those stars, the people raised the economy of America. They raised the standard of America. But once they corrupt the system, it is not whether you are American or not. It's not whether you are related to X, Y, Z or not. The system will bring out the beast in you. In our country, it is protection, protection, protection. The man steals to the core. He's protected. He's walking around. He's in his tinted windshield. He goes to entertainment center, enjoying himself. Nothing happened. Double Jala should be out. Why against the Double Jala resign? Look at the incident. The two people are equally guilty. But you left one person, you sacrificed the other. And that investigation, Moda should sit down there and don't say everything that he knows. He should protect Double Jala. It is wrong. You can't run the country like this. Too bad. So they appear before the Senate Committee on Commerce to find out. That's the end, man. That's the end of that thing. That's the end. This country is very interesting. This is I learned how if you can follow, he said this country is a interesting place. Very interesting place. Yeah. This country is very interesting. Let's listen to Tyler asking his question.
So now tell us the process of Senator, with due respect, this is an issue that has been widely discussed in the media. That can be done there to this particular place. That card was on it, done there. That card is then yeah, but he has to give a background. Hello. Background noise. Yes, okay. Please, please, Senator. You get on the background, at least, the history is there. That's why I can show you whatever they're accomplished. Now that you've done that, let's go to the specific issue. Senator, I will not be cut short in my explanation. Because that order is sustained, please. That order is sustained, so you go to the issue for which you are drawing. It is the issue I'm addressing. Yeah, the issue, if I understood the reading correctly, is that yes, please, we gave you the opportunity. And it's a good thing that you got the background. All right? We got the background, what LRA been doing. We understand that. So just summarize and go to the issue for which you are here. I already discussed the issue, and I think it's pretty much come across.
Go to the issue, my man. Explain. Why you beating around the bush for Double Jala?
Context for the public's consumption, then we'll start here. When you're ready to ask the questions,
look at the thing you're telling the people. And we'll start here when you're ready to ask the question. The lawmaker, you should be speaking to that, huh?
Yeah, the order is that with this, we was presenting a global position and performance of the NRA. And that's not the function of the purpose is. If the issue is presenting on the capacity fund, then we know exactly that all the expenditure is coming from that fund, and we stick to that. That's the point. So I don't see why the witness will want to dictate as to how we go. Now, that's not sustained. Please go to the point. You lay the background for us. Mr. Chair, with due respect, if I remember the reading correctly of the communication I went to plenary, it says that we misallocated public resources. I think that is the process. Specifically, next on this being but the thing is, public resource is public resource. Whether it comes from Metech, whether it comes from wherever, it's public resource. So the point I'm trying to lay by all these examples is that we do have public resources allocated to us. Yeah, I've just shown you.
But you've done that. You've done that.
Yes.
So go to the part.
I've just shown you in a particular case. I already addressed it, Senator.
The man can't explain himself good. Double jala. The man confused. You can see guilt in the man, but nothing will come of this situation or hearing from the committee. The man is just dwindling. He cancel. Then he telling the people how. That's why the voice that you heard before the speaker was Senator Francis Dopo, telling him that he need not dictate to them how they conduct business. You telling the people, you can go ahead and when you're ready, then you can ask me the question. You see how officials from the executive have always been disrespectful to those people, and you can't blame them. You can't blame the people from the executive because that's how the senators and representatives have presented themselves. Not all, but most of them. No reason why the guys coming from the executive will have no fear whatsoever. When I say fear, it means respect. They will go there and think that they have imperial power because they are coming from the executive, not realizing they're going to face or they're entering the first branch of government. And they are right because the first branch of government has lost its essence. So when these guys go there, they just feel that they're going to lecture, just as you stroll to lecture with your friend in a community. You see the disrespect the man showing to the people, telling them when you're ready, then you'll ask me the question. You can see the guilt in the man. He can't say anything good concerning that whole thing. How the money was used, even though he's saying, yeah, meta arrangement, we misuse some money. The fact that he can admit that the misuse, it was intentional. That man should be sitting on estate. But the Boaka interest now. So they will not do nothing. The guy just lecture, the man gone. The same thing they were accusing past government of, past president of. You see what your rescue mission is doing? It's even worse. The same thing they accuse the past government of protecting certain people. Let the investigation from LDEA. They said, President, we was keeping investigative report under his desk for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. He was not bringing it out. The president was not expressive enough. Yeah, since that LDEA stuff, why keeping it under his desk? What is it he's hiding? He's protecting his interest in double jala. And there are other instances we can reference. So what isn't it the same thing and even worse? Yeah, man. These one I call is 100% Liberia is not going anywhere. The country only revolving. Yes, you're right. The country is only revolving. So that investigation that is ongoing, if I don't think anything good is going to come from it because double jala is the president's interest. And the committee, the Senate Committee on Commerce, knows that very well. And if not all, most of the senators over there know. That is why they chose between Ami Modad and double jala. And double jala was saved and Ami Modad crucified with a dismissal. $96,000 United States dollars, 25,000 United States dollars, and we can go on naming the monies that people are taking from this country. And you think they're in your interest? They've never in your interest. You were shouting all over the place, rescue, rescue, rescue. We've come to rescue this country. We have rescued the country. What is happening now? You're complaining. And it is not written on people's faces. CDC, Unity Party, MPC. Liberians are complaining. Complaining of hardship, widespread corruption. It is not one group, one party members feeling the pinch of the suffering. It's not written on people's faces. When you're walking down the streets, you don't see on people's faces CDC, Unity Party. Everybody complaining. A good deal of Unity Party, good number of Unity Party people were dismissed. So everybody going through the suffering. But you were screaming all over the place, rescue, rescue. The government suffer us. We're in abject poverty. You should be out of abject poverty and in paradise by now, but you're complaining all over the place. Why complain? You don't have to complain. You were only working for these people, these politicians. You were only being used by these politicians so that they get rich and richer. You're suffering. Some of you right now, transportation to go to your house is difficult. Some of you walking by line. Some of you can't afford it. Least to talk about having it to eat a day to feed your 2-3 children. And you are screaming, rescue, rescue. Not disrespect to you, not condemning you. It is your right democratically. But when the rescue has been done, then you should start to feel the impact. We're gone 10 months. Everybody complaining, everybody screaming, everybody vexed all over the place. When the rain falls, it doesn't fall on Unity Party, MPC, what's the other political party's name? And then it leaves CDC in the sun, or it falls on CDC people and it leaves Unity Party and the other parties people dry. It falls on everybody. Suffering does not discriminate. They're riding their jeeps, the tinted windshield, they pass by you. They have no time. Even if they waste water on you, they get time. They take 96,000 of your money you pay to the government as tax. 96,000. One man take it to buy a car. So you'll be riding around, teasing you, making fun of you. The legislators, broad day, they tell you that they're using 45,000 United States dollars to buy cars, so they will be riding around. Then the $30,000 car they get, when they get the $45,000 car, then the $30,000 car they give it to the daughter or the son. Then they take another $15,000 to buy another car for either the daughter or the son. They're telling you, you stupid, you dog. You go at the offices seeking help. Some of you pregnant. You go there for them to help. No food. For them to help you. They will tell you they don't want to see anybody. They tell the special assistant, I don't want to see anybody here. They put hold it, they're begging people for money. That's what they do. That's what they say. And you know about it. You have to come to your senses. How long you will be in it? You've been rescued. But nothing happening. But it's happening for them. You wake up in the morning, the only thing you hear in your ears, 25,000, 50,000, 96,000, 75,000, 40,000, 45,000. And they're provoking you with the thousand. Years back, I think around 2000, now when Barcelona started winning the Champions League, yeah, I think I heard that my guys were behind GSC right here. So when we come, we just meet in the morning, we lecture small from one end to another, then everybody go on their hustle for the day, as we say in Liberia. So what day we keep, we thought the guy was joking. The guy was playing football provocation. He said in the area in Nuclear Town, when a man listened to the radio and they're talking about the transfer of players, when they're calling the amount, 40 million, 60 million, the guy said, he called the guy's name. He said, look, the man can burst in tears, crying. So everybody thought that the man was you are just trying to crack joke or not taking it serious. The man said that serious thing. Living story, the guy in my area, when the man hear the people talking about the money, that this player is moving for 40 million, they signing this player for 75 million, the man said the guy can cry. The man said they're suffering. They ain't get it to eat. They're certain people just receiving millions and millions. So we doubted the man to the letter. It resulted into heated argument of not believing him. So the guy said, okay, your way. If you think I'm lying, let me call somebody for him. Man, call. He put the phone on speaker. He explained it. The guy who he called, the man even explained more. The man said that guy, I'm okay. He said, anytime the people talking, the man hearing that money, as if the man should go to the people and tear them. Why they suffering? And then small children, they're making millions. That's the same thing here. I use that situation to tell you how. They're provoking you, and most of you are vexed. You know what it means? You're suffering. You voted for the people. You support the government. You support the party to come. And then your suffering remains the same because you support for change. That is the essence of being a part of anything, that your life will change, your status will change, your condition will change. Though it will not go 100%, but you will look back all your life and say, yes, I've reached this level because I supported the party. I've supported this regime. I'm part of it. Nothing for nothing. This whole war is interest. Everything on earth is interest. God himself is interest God. Satan is interest Satan. Nothing for nothing. We live in a war of reciprocity. You gave in, and they should give you in return. They gave in return, you gave in return too. That's how God set this world. God is a God of interest. That's why when he blesses us, we have to give in return. You can't be supporting party, the rescue mission, and then nothing happening for you. But yet it's happening for the people. They're using the millions of dollars, the thousands of dollars on themselves. They're provoking you, that provocation. Like what these guys are doing at the legislature in other countries, they will move on them because that's provocation right there. You are in a war. It is a war. How it is a war? You don't get it. You're fighting hard to get it. They get it. And so they're resisting you on how you can get it too. They want to have it all of the time. And don't think you should have it because they see you as plebeian, downtrodden, peasant. That's Liberia right there. A couple of years from now, you'll be shouting and screaming. Some of you complaining. I've heard a couple of you people go to the mayor office. Well, all of voted for the government, yeah. But when you go, they ain't want to see you. You go to the mayor office, he telling me this, he's telling me that I'm playing. We don't want to stand on the line to vote and the right. We haven't talked. My time is fast, man. I see you. You see the boy get time for you. The people use your and they stay using your. They use your and they stay using your. They will continue to get the thousands of dollars. You ever saw a man who has money, don't want money again? The more the man get money, the more he wants money. That's why God said in 1 Timothy 6:9, for the love of money. For the love of money. The more they get it, the more they want to increase it against your detriment. That is why it's hard. The money that they should be giving, the money that should be used to improve your welfare, your well-being, where they should infuse the money so that your children you will have $1 or $2 to send your children to school, to put food on your table. They are taking all of those money like vampire is sucking. Vampire sucks without regret. Vampire only leave the bone dry. That's how these politicians in Liberia presently are treating you. They're sucking you. And you're sitting there, you're getting dry every day. Some of you seem to come outside because the booms showing now coming up, but you are screaming rescue, 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 rescue. I see you. We'll talk tomorrow if God permits. Fonatikofa. How many times did I call you? 3 times. God called Samuel 3 times. But these 3 times are warning. Chief, I beg you, I hold your foot. Stay on. Don't resign. Don't allow them to corner or pressure you. The mind game should not work against you. Stay on. Let it drag. This whole thing is Boakar's making. But prove to him that you are a man, that you are far educated than him. Though you may not have the anointment, but you have the resolve. Demonstrate that resolve by standing on, and let's see. Let it drag on and see whether the people of this country will hold you responsible for stalling the country. The country is already stalled. Nothing happening. So even if you're dragged on with it, it mean anything. Don't give in. Don't give up. Stay on. Don't ever attempt to resign. Thank you very much. That's all the time we've got to be on the show. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. We talk it real on Real Talk on Kings 88.5 FM. The news is up at 6 and 8 o'clock tonight. The teacher and veteran Liberian journalist and talk show host, veteran Liberian lawyer, is on at 8. Face the issues. You don't want to miss it. Too many fascinating issues coming up. You put all your radios on everywhere before 8 o'clock, and you're going to get a bomb. It's coming tonight. My name is Sam Andrews. Shalom.